All right, today I'm gonna make a food that is one of my friend's favorite. It is the most favorite protein he enjoys in life. It is his number one go-to food, and it's octopus. But I'm gonna do it making it more Baja style, and I really love this recipe. So this is from my buddy Chris, Baja octopus tacos or tostadas, but here we go. So we're gonna show you the star of this recipe. I'm gonna name him Hugo, but it's a nice big octopus. The beak and everything is removed, and we're gonna get him all prepped and ready for the pot. All right, first things first, I'm gonna go ahead and fill this about halfway with water. I'm gonna get it boiling, put Hugo inside, and then we'll start the next batch of getting the ingredients and what goes inside the pot besides the water and Mr. Hugo.
Meatball, look at Mr. Hugo. Yep. He's just an octopus. You, Mr. Hugo.
All right, so with my pot starting to get ready and boil, I'm gonna add some of the stuff that I need with it. So just regular kosher salt, 2 tablespoons. Just kind of drizzle that in there. I've got some ground peppercorn, 2 tablespoons also. I'm just gonna kind of get going in there, get that kind of going around. And then I have just, a 1/4 cup of lemon juice. Get that sprinkled in there. And then 2 or 3 bay leaves. Just use something simple. I could use fresher ingredients, but for today, I'm just gonna use this to get everything going. With that, I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing kind of stirred up and mixed. With that being said, I'm gonna give this about 5 minutes, and then we're gonna put the octopus or Hugo into the pot. We'll let it boil. We're gonna end up letting it boil and simmer for an hour and a half. So in the meantime, I cut up, made some fresh pico de gallo. Nothing more than tomatoes, onion, jalapeno, a little bit of lime juice, chopped it up, and a little bit of cilantro. It's perfect. Now the dangerous part about having fresh pico while you're waiting on this long boil is that magically chips appear. Like that. So I guess while I'm waiting, I'm going to test out this pico de gallo, make sure it's actually good. We're gonna get a big old chip. Boom. And we're gonna sample this awesomeness like this. You have to stay away from that and stay away from these chips, or there won't be any left for the octopus. All right, so I have ye old meat tenderizer, and I've got Mr. Hugo here. I'm gonna lay him out, and what I'm gonna do is work the tentacles and start beating them down from the top to the bottom, trying to get them all nice and, easy. And we're gonna make a little bit of a mess, but I'm sorry, Hugo. I'm sorry. You see my little villain in the background. He thinks he's gonna get something delicious, but he knows I'm talking to him. But it's time to put Hugo in the pot because we got the steam coming. Swirl this around just a little bit more. And let's get him in the pot. My nice and tenderized Hugo the octopus. Okay, now we're gonna let him sit. We're gonna let him get boiling a little bit. Then I'm gonna turn down the heat low to a simmer, and we're just gonna kind of let him sit there and do his thing for a little bit. All right, so let's go ahead and prep this mango. I'm just gonna cut it, get it all nice and juicy. Oh, this one's nice and ripe, which is what I want. Easier to just cut this thing with the skin on, and then at the end, just pull the skin off when you're ready so that you got something to grip when you're cutting. Because I'm a klutz, and this thing would definitely slip out of my hand some way, shape, form, or fashion and cut the bejesus out of me. Same thing, just gotta kind of get this centerpiece out. It's so delicious. Might need to use a fork on this just to kind of get this out. I want to say this mango's ripe. This mango is ripe. There it goes. Just gonna get that out. Over here. Go ahead and prep this and get this in the trash. Now you can buy mango salsa. I like to do it a little bit different, where you have like your pico de gallo and then you have like your mango slice alongside your octopus. It just gives it a lot more mango flavor into your pico, instead of having your pico be just so strong that you can't enjoy, you know, the flavors that we're trying to bring here. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of cut out this edge. And we'll have our nice little mango pieces that we can enjoy. There's probably a better way to do this, but you know what? I'm a caveman. I just do what works, what I know I can do, and enjoy it while I'm doing it. And if I make a mess, I clean it up. And yeah, octopus is still not boiling. We got to keep an eye, because once it boils, we definitely got to get it down to a low heat so that we don't overcook it. All right, so as my handy dandy partner here is letting me know, the octopus is starting to boil. So we are going to turn this down to a low heat and let this thing simmer. Making sure that the octopus is actually submerged. We're gonna flip them over just to kind of make sure everything's down and about. Yeah, and there we go. All right, so I'm gonna test this octopus and kind of see how we're looking. It's all purpley. It's got all the stuff going on. Yeah, it's all steamy. He's a little rubbery, ain't gonna lie. But once we cool him off and we get the grill and all that stuff, he'll get a little bit more chewy. All right, Meatball, the food bandit, is ready to scoop up anything that I may have missed. But we're gonna pull Hugo out. We're gonna get him onto the cutting board so that he can cool. And yeah, here we go. Looks totally different and evil. Let it sit like this about 15-20 minutes, but you have to make sure it's completely cool. Once it's completely cool, all this dark purple will be able to peel off with our fingers and get the suckers and everything kind of going, so we can get it on the grill and it'll taste so much better. Okay, so he's all nice and cool now to the touch. So what I'm gonna do is just use my fingers and start pull off this purple and just start getting it cleaned up and ready for the grill. All right, so Mr. Purple is now Mr. Pink, because we were able to pull the skin off, get it prepped. So now I'm gonna drizzle some olive oil all over this bad boy. A bit of salt. pepper. We'll put Mr. Octopus over here. Now you want about 3 minutes on the side to get that nice char. Okay, so while this is doing its thing, I'm gonna actually go to the kitchen, rinse this plate off, get a fresh, or get the cutting board so that I can, once it's time to flip and get these things off, and get them off and get them cooled so they don't burn. All right, so it's about a minute or so into this. Remember, it's already been cooked. So right now what we're trying to do is just get that nice grill and char on there. You can see that flipping it, I mean, it still needs a little bit more time. But you just got to keep an eye on it because you don't want this thing to get overly cooked, overly tough, and then it's just really not enjoyable when it's all said and done. But what I'll do is just kind of keep an eye on this and make sure we get that good char, flip it, and right now you can see nothing sticking, which is a good thing. Always a good thing. I hate to lose food to the grill gods, but here we are. Okay, so not totally charred, but still grilled enough to where that meat is looking pretty good. Like I said, I just don't want it to be overly tough. I still want it to have some moisture, some of that flavor that we had on there. And we're gonna go ahead and get this thing all prepped for cutting. Okay. Okay. All right, so I have all the meats. Now what I need to do is just chop it up so that we can get it on this tostada with all the other stuff and it's in more manageable pieces and just make it kind of delicious. All right, so everything's ready. I've got my tostada. I'll put on some of this nice octopus meat. Get it all up on there. Throw in my pico all over. Try not to make too much of a mess because, you know, I'm horrible at this. I should probably put it on a plate like so. Put in some more pico. And then put in a couple pieces of this mango. And voila. Octopus tostada. Baja style. Woo! We're gonna try it out. Bye!
Just a piece, man. No. You gotta put the whole thing in your mouth.
I can't do the whole thing.
Put the whole thing in your mouth. Quit playing.
We're gonna go with a piece.
Put it in your mouth. Nope. I just want the tip. Oh no. Come on, baby girl. Come on. Oh. Come on. No. Wash it down with that soju. Wash it down with the soju. Here we go. Come on. It's gonna help you. There you go. Hey, go.
Terrible.